Hello everyone, and welcome to a server that I used to play on. This is the end dimension, and also where I built my base. My base spans for quite a big area, so I might as well show how I made it and what it's all about. But before we get to the big part, I'm going to show you where it all started. So going through this gateway, this is kind of where the base initially started. We were making this starter end base, which would be the place to get all the materials so that we could start building. And some genius decided to build it out of black glass right over the void, so that's a bit scary. This place is a mess. It has a villager breeder, which no longer works. It has infinite water, and it has this very ethical trading hall to get a lot of quartz. Although, making a trade hall in the end wasn't a great idea, because they don't restock as often, and you can't skip the night. But oh well, it's close enough. We also have a shulker farm right here, which is also broken, but I think it gave us enough shulkers to last forever, pretty much, so we're fine with it. From here, we kind of needed EXP. Even though we had these villagers, we didn't really have that much emeralds yet, so we also built a Enderman farm. Make the landing. Nice. Yeah, so we have this sweet little Enderman farm. There's a block missing. That's gonna annoy me, but whatever. And, I mean, yes, just an Enderman farm, but it works pretty well. And after both of these were finally made, we can finally start work on the main part of it, the main part of the base itself, the space station, which can be seen from the outer end islands and the main end island, since it has a diameter of 800 blocks, roughly, which is quite a lot. So currently we are standing on the outer ring, and this thing used a lot of glass, so much that it's not even finished. None of the black glass is in place yet. And we get closer, we can finally start loading the actual base itself, the space station. Now this place is huge, and it is not complete yet. And yes, this is survival. We did capture a whole bunch of animals. So I'll give you a tour of this place in just a second. But for reference, to show you how many blocks went into this, we had to get a whole ton of stuff, like 158,000 quartz blocks, 45,000 glass, or just magenta glass, and just so much other stuff. This list goes on for what seems like forever. But then again, it's a whole base, and it has an interior, and it has all this other stuff. So before I start giving you a tour of this place, this has a few main sections. First of all, it has the outer ring, which is just a ring on the outside. Quite simple. Then it has these, they're all circles from here, so I'll just call them, like, islands. It has 12 of these islands on the outside, and these are all farming modules, so this is where all the materials are made. The 4 slightly larger islands connecting the farming modules are where the separate towns can be made. So these were originally going to be 4 different types of towns made by other people, and it would give the whole space station a nice ecosystem. And then the central area is where people actually live, or at least where I live. So all the main stuff happens in the center. And then there's these other 4 large islands, which I didn't really do anything with yet, but they were just going to be for extra space, or whatever else is needed. And then, floating right above one of the islands is this airship, which we will get to later. Now, I don't actually have a building time-lapse, so here's just a kind of like a slideshow of some of the progress I made. Right, so now we can begin with the tour. The entire base started from all the way down here in the center. This was the very first platform that was made, and it was also one of the most useful. This is where our super smelters are, and they would just be helpful, I don't know. And this is also, like, very messy storage area, I guess, because I never cleaned it up. The next floor is incomplete, but this is where you would operate the super smelters. You would put in items here. It would go through this whole big system. And it'd come back and just go right back into these chests right here. The next floor was still incomplete. Most of this is incomplete, by the way. I'll show you the finished looking version after this, but this is the trade hall. It kind of looks like it got blown up. It's just not finished, I'm sorry. And we also have this other area with these happy villagers. Yeah, you just make sure that they're doing okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, and of course there's a villager breeder up here. That's what this whole thing is. See, look at how happy they are. And over here, we have a system which will bring villagers to the surface. So yeah, that's this floor. And now comes the big floor, the main thing itself, the house floor. So this is my mailbox, and that's the entire floor. Obviously, I'm just kidding. This is a secret door, and if you put the right item inside the mailbox, then it will do something. So if you don't put anything, or like you just put a random thing, it won't do anything. If you put the password in, it'll open the door, and you can enter. And then it'll close behind you. It's a nice system, I like it. And of course, from the inside you can just push a button, and it'll open for you. So I'll start from right to left, because, yeah. This is the main storage. Yeah, it's a storage room. Nothing fancy. Just a place to store stuff. Over here is the living room. We have a TV, which is constantly playing a Rickroll, because that's most definitely what that is. We have ping pong. This was made by my friend Milky. She helped with a lot of this, by the way. Shout out to her. Well, then again, I do that in like every single one of my videos. We have a pool table. I really like this pool table. This was made with signs, but it looks like it has the 2 sticks here. So, and the rest of it is just string to hold up the carpet. So over here we have the first of 2 bathrooms, because someone was complaining that we don't have bathrooms, except for apparently never finished this. A lot of the things in the space station seem to have broken because I haven't been here in like 5 months, so I'm sorry. Over here is our movie room. If you want to edit something onto the black screen, then like, cool, but other than that, this place is just, yeah. And you can also get a nice backdrop of the void and the rest of the base, which still isn't finished, like most of it. This was going to be a different room, like an arcade, but then we realized it's probably not a good idea to have an arcade next to like a movie theater, so, oh well. I still don't know what to do with that room. If anyone wants to give an idea, then cool, I guess. We have a nice little fish tank. I got a whole bunch of tropical fish here. This was pretty fun to make. And here's our master bedroom. I live on this side, Milky lives on this side, and yeah, she's better at building than me, so she has fancy stuff. I have Minecrafty stuff. And this is a bed, which doesn't explode, despite it being in the end, so yeah. We also have a walk-in closet back here. Still not finished. I need to like speedrun toward the finished version, since there's so much that's more finished there. We have beacon lighting because we're rich, so yeah, but this is the hallway. You can like peek into here, see if anyone's doing anything. And we have a second bathroom. So that's the master bedroom. We also have a guest bedroom for like guests. Except for if you're sleeping here, then people walking on the outside could see you, so like, too bad. I was gonna deal with it, but I don't want to, so yeah. Then again, if there's one walking on the outside of this, then like, there's probably something wrong anyway, so I don't know. This is the pet room, except for all of our pets died, so, yeah. Rest in peace, pets. Then we have a little thing out here. We could bring them for a walk. Probably the shortest and worst walk in existence. Well, you could walk around the entire thing, because there is this ledge on the outside. Which I'll just fly around. This is the furnace room. Well, not really the furnace room, but more like storage for fuel. We're going to put a lava farm here, so we have plenty of fuel, and we have barrels to keep them in store. And this is also where that pipeline passes through. You can see it passes up through here, through this floor, and goes up to the very ceiling. It appears there's a villager stuck in it right now. I'm just going to pretend that's not there. Yeah. This is a kitchen. We have a super smelter, which is nicely decorated. I forget how it works, so I'm not going to try. And we have this kitchen. Placed right next to the kitchen is a dining room with more beacon lighting because we're rich, and we got that from a very nice place. And yeah, someone told me that this is a futuristic table, and they built it here. To me, it's just 2 squares, but you know what? Cool, I guess. Also, this was originally normal fires, but it burnt down the entire room, so I changed it for campfires. Oh well. And finally, right next to the dining room, we have a swimming pool. We have a hot tub, and we have the main pool itself, as well as a tanning ledge, so you can get a nice tan, because there's a lot of sunlight out here, clearly. Oh, and funnily enough, you can actually just AFK in the water, because there's a nice little air pocket right here. So, it's a nice hiding spot as well. And yeah, that's the house floor. This is the main room, or main floor. This is where I spend like 90% of my time, if I'm ever here, so. On the next floor up, we have the garden. I got bored and built a garden, so, yeah. It has wheat, beetroot, carrots, and potatoes, I think, yeah. So you could do farming here, you can... And again, this isn't really a functional garden, mainly for decoration, but if you're starving, then, I mean, you might as well. And I was going to cover up all the redstone, but I got bored and didn't want to, so I didn't. And yeah, that's the main area. That's where most of the stuff happens. And at some point we're going to make a, like, mob museum, although we haven't really got there yet. And you see each of these 8 pillars, each of them has a giant elevator in the middle of them, and they're signaled on if they have the elevator on the floor. So this one has an elevator here, so we can just take it, and we can go up with it. Please don't break. Thanks. The elevator is a little slow, but again, this is quite a big build, so, I mean, I understand. And when we get to the top, the door is open, and we have another button panel. So on this floor, this is mainly just to look over the floor below. We have the biome dome up here. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. And you can get a pretty good view of the outer, like, islands. People are gonna build on these, but it never happened. So, oh well. They also have their own elevators, like this one. So, yeah. It's just to be friendly to people without elytra. Here we have the biome dome. We have Mushroom Island, Desert, Nether, and Mesa, Ice Spikes, and Snowy Taiga. I remember all of them. Ooh. Yeah, this was a fun little thing. There used to be a lot of Endermen spawning in here because they're actually quite hollow. I needed to save stone, so I did. Oh, also, we got this guy all the way from another fortress to here. That was a pain. We had to get him from a fortress, brought him all the way to the overworld, brought him to the end portal, walked him across Rainbow Road, and then built a staircase to get him up here. This guy. So anyway, if we continue taking our elevator up, if any of you want me to go over this redstone at some point, by the way, just feel free to ask, and I will. There's not really much on this floor. It's just where the biome dome is. We were considering putting something here, but we just didn't yet, so. Anyway, continuing back up. This is the highest the elevator will go, and it's only down from here. Oh yeah, so there was going to be a lot of stuff here. We just didn't get to it yet because this build is giant and took a while. And up here is the observation level. You can look into space, you can look into the airship, or you can just look down on any of the towns, or anything else. And up here, this is probably going to be where the mob museum is, and also like brewing stuff and other stuff that we need. In fact, it would probably be better for me to tour this part on the complete version. If we come up to this top floor, you can see that these are kind of the things that we plan on having here. These are just bounce pads, and they're quite fun to use. They'll bounce you up, and you'll be at the top floor. And as usual, I like having doors, so we have this kind of garage door looking thing here. And that'll open to get to this area. To get to the next floor, you stand here, the door will open up, and you can throw an ender pearl. And that'll go all the way to the top. There's not really much up here, but if you want to go down, you can. And you have an extra room here. So I'll just go back up again. And we have a few more elevators here. This one's bigger because I wanted to make a bigger elevator. I built this before frog lights existed. I forgot about that. But yeah, here we have the top of the tower. It's kind of pretty decorated. And they have these 4 purple smoke towers at the top, which I guess power the whole thing. So that's the whole core section of the space station. Now for some of the more outer parts. We can get to this town, which is one of the 4 town areas. This is the only one that actually got finished, though. This was built by Agent Muffin. It was kind of a mess, but it could be worse. This place was actually very helpful to starting out the space station. We brought sheep, we brought bees, and brought some other stuff which was useful. Including these villagers, which are really useful. These are where the first villagers came from, and they populated that area over there. If we go down though, and I'll just take these elevators as an example. This one's already down, but this one's here, so we can just click the button, and it'll send us down. And now we're at the bottom floor. This button will call them down, so any elevator still up there will come down, and these buttons are to go up, so I'll just send this one back up. Goodbye, elevator. Anyway, so this is the main section for storing the farm materials, and they all come in through this pipeline, so I'll show you that right now. So from here, we can I'm just going to go into free cam because it's easier. Hello. This is the very first farming area that was made. We have sheep farms, we have bee farm, we have melon and pumpkin farms. Very slow, but they'll work over time. There's an egg farm somewhere. I think inside of this sheep there's an egg farm, which is a bit funny. And yeah, there's still room for more, but for now that's good. They'll all be dispensed into this dropper, and they'll come up here, and they'll all be sent right into the pipeline. And they'll be sorted into all the wool colors, and yeah. This next module, we have a whole bunch of wheat farms, and And carrot farms, yes, we do. Carrot and wheat. So we have plenty of wheat, plenty of carrot. And that'll also just come through this pipeline. And then we have this other module, but it's not done yet. And most of the other ones don't have anything in them yet. So currently, these are the only two in use. But it makes us all the wool, makes us carrots, honey, pumpkins. And then also here, we have eggs, wheat, and I also imported a lot of sugarcane to here. Which means that actually, and with this mushroom as well, we have plenty of milk. So we have all the ingredients to make a cake. So this is a really good cake factory. Also seeds which are left over. This thing is very full. Then we have overflow. Currently nothing is overflowing, so that's good. But if anything does start, then this will stop it from breaking everything too soon. And of course there's the outer ring, which is gigantic. It's kind of just to like flex, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, that's the space station. And now for all the other parts of this space, because there is quite a lot left. Starting with the closest neighbor, we have the airship. I mean, I was bored of building on this, so I built this instead. This was actually made by Milky, and then we kind of just changed her airship to have different color scheme. And then I built this in a single day, or on the server. So this was fun to make. Oh yeah, by the way, this took around a day. This thing, the space station, took like actually months to build, and it's still not done, so that'll just give a good sense of scale. And now for the infrastructure of this place. It's not good. We have this one rainbow road, which I used once as a tester for an airstrike, just to see what it'd be like. But this goes all the way to the main end island. And yes, you can still see the outer ring from here. Not very much, but it is there. So yeah, from here, this connects all of the important places. So like, this will connect the space station, and it'll also go to the outer end islands. So I will take this route now, just to show you. Also, it's kind of cool going right under the outer ring. Again, it gives a bit of a scale, just to show how big this place is. And now we're arriving to the outer end islands. So, yeah, here we have some more roads, and we also have two arenas, which I built. The main entrance to this arena is actually this end gateway right here, which can be taken from, like, right here. There's this area, which I built. This is ugly, but, you know, whatever. That's the starter end base, and this is the arena. So I've already made multiple videos on this arena, but I'll just show it again real quick. This is more than what meets the eye. It has a lot of stuff going on, even though it doesn't look like it. This has another password door in of itself, so we can enter the main area here. And yeah, this is a transformer arena, as if I haven't already showed. So currently it's flat, but if I just click all this buttons, everything except for the door. Everything will turn on, and now we just have a whole mess of stuff. So yeah, we have the beacons, we have pools for trident battles, we have pop-up walls for bow duels, and we also have a parkour area, because I got bored. I wanted to do parkour while I was building it, so yeah. Each beacon can be toggled on its, like, just by itself. And with these are also their own things, but yeah. If you want to see more in-depth of this arena, just check out these videos, or some of these other videos I made on my channel. We had a tournament here, actually, so that was kind of fun. And finally, for the last place of my base, is this other arena, which I built in, like, a day. Although getting the materials took quite a while. So this is the other arena. It is dangerous to be near because this is holding a warden. And this uses a lot of diamonds. I regret making it of diamond because that took a long time and it took a lot of stuff to get. But yeah, this is the arena. It's kind of cool. You won't really notice it, but I do have darkness. And the warden will shoot you if you stand here too long. So yeah, now he's angry. Hello. Angry man. So yeah, it's pretty safe in here. You don't really have to worry about anything that much. Since he's in a box, he can't hurt you. Ow. Okay, I'm just kidding. Goodbye, arena. So yeah, if you're in the arena, good luck. Oh, actually, I did forget one area. If we continue from the starter end base, going this side of the space station, we actually do have industry. We made this gigantic iron farm, and it'll shoot all of the iron golems either into the middle or into the void because it looks funny. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this thing broke like practically everything else here, but it used to work and it looks cool. And now for the actually complete version of this build. There is a lot more in the finished version, although it's also still incomplete, of course. So yeah, most of it looks similar, mainly from the bottom down. And I was also going to add some extra towers here, but I still am just not finished. If we come to the center, of course, most of it's the same, but we also do have a few more finished details in most of the rooms. Like, for example, you have popcorn stands. This bedroom is a lot more finished. And we also have a walk-in closet, which actually looks finished. And yeah, there's not too many differences, but it's just the more complete version. So this is the villager trading floor, once again. There's a lot more storage, and a lot more places for villagers to hang out. This floor is just way more complete in general. The breeder is pretty much the same thing. That was finished. And on this side, we have... This is incomplete. We were going to add stuff here, but we just didn't do it yet. We were going to put another garden here, except for this was problematic because Endermen could pick up grass blocks and just bring it places. And we didn't really want that. And last but not least for this floor, we have this meeting room area. So this is just a normal meeting table. I would sit on this side, and the guest would sit on that side. And if I disagree with what they're saying, I can click this button. That'll drop down the table and shoot arrows at them. And it'll also block off the entrance so they can't escape, giving me an advantage. So yeah, they better agree with what I'm saying. So yeah, that's a complete tour of the space station. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.